You know the old saying, right? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, especially when it comes to free money. But what about when it's for your retirement? Today, we're diving deep into bonus annuities. Are those giant upfront bonuses the real deal, or is there a catch hiding in the fine print? Let's find out.
I mean, you've seen this pitch, right? It shows up in your mailbox, on a website, and it's almost impossible to ignore. Getting an instant 10% boost on your investment? Wow, that's a powerful hook, promising you a serious head start on your retirement savings.
And we're not just talking about a little bump here. Some companies have dangled bonuses as high as 27%. A number like that absolutely grabs your attention. But it should also make you stop and ask, wait a minute, how can they possibly afford to do that?
Okay, to answer that, we gotta get down to brass tacks. We need to understand what a bonus annuity actually is. Because the promise sounds super simple, but the product itself, well, it has some really important details we need to unpack.
At its core, it's a contract. You give an insurance company a chunk of your money, and in return, they immediately add a bonus on top of it. Now listen closely, because where that bonus goes is absolutely critical. It can go into your actual account value, or it can go into something called an income base. And trust me, that distinction is a huge deal. We'll see why in just a second. Right. So, not all bonuses are created equal. Far from it. It's so important to know which type you're being offered because they all work in completely different ways. Let's break down the three main flavors you're likely to see. First up is the premium bonus. This one's the most straightforward. You put in 100 grand, and with a 10% bonus, bam, your account statement says 110 grand. The upside is obvious, more money right from the get-go. The catch, though, is that to pay for that bonus, these annuities often have lower caps on their growth potential. That can really slow you down over the long run. Next, we have the death benefit bonus. Now, this one's a little different. It doesn't add a single penny to the money you can touch while you're alive. Instead, it beefs up the amount that gets passed on to your beneficiaries when you die. So it's really a tool for legacy planning. It's not for you, it's for them. And finally, we have the one that confuses almost everyone, the income-based bonus. Try to think of it like this. The insurance company creates a second, kind of phantom number on your statement. This number is not your real cash value. It's more like a special ruler they use to measure how big your future retirement paychecks will be. A bigger bonus makes for a longer ruler, which means a bigger paycheck. But, and this is the key, you can never, ever just cash out that bonus. It is not real walkaway money. So you've got to boost your account, a bigger inheritance for your kids, or a larger retirement paycheck. I mean, these all sound like pretty fantastic options, right? Which, of course, leads us to the million-dollar question. What's the catch? And this, my friends, is where we get to the heart of it all. Remember, insurance companies are businesses. They aren't just giving away money out of the goodness of their hearts. That bonus money has to come from somewhere. So let's take a look at the hidden strings that are always attached. The very first string is something called a vesting schedule. This means that bonus isn't really yours on day one. Nope. You have to stay in that contract for a long time, often 7, 10, even more years, for that bonus to become 100% yours. If you need to get your money out early, you could lose that entire bonus. Investing is just one piece of the puzzle. To pay for that juicy bonus, the company builds in other costs. We're talking lower caps on your investment gains, which we mentioned, longer periods where your money is totally locked up, and of course, higher fees if you decide to bail early. But there's one more catch, a real nasty one, buried deep in the fine print, and it's called a bonus recapture. Okay, this is the one that really gets people. Even after your bonus has vested and is supposedly all yours, this sneaky little clause allows the company to snatch it right back. If you take out too much money during that surrender period, even for an emergency, poof, the bonus can completely vanish. It's a huge surprise, and it's hiding right there in the contract. So, with all that in mind, how does one of these bonus products actually stack up against a simpler annuity that doesn't offer a bonus? All right, let's put them side by side in a little showdown to make the differences crystal clear. Here's the trade-off in a nutshell. On one side, the bonus annuity gives you that instant gratification, that upfront boost. But it comes at a price, lower growth potential, and much longer lockup periods. On the other side, the non-bonus annuity is way simpler. It doesn't have that initial wow factor, but over time, because it often has better growth rates and more flexibility, the actual cash you can walk away with can end up being a whole lot higher.
So after hearing all this, you might be thinking, why would anyone ever buy one of these? And that's a totally fair question. The truth is, a bonus annuity can make sense, but only in very specific situations. Let's figure out who the ideal candidate might be.
A bonus annuity can be a really powerful tool if your number one absolute top priority is creating the biggest possible guaranteed paycheck for life. It can also work if you are 100% certain you won't need to touch this money for the full 10 or 15-year term. Or maybe if you're using that bonus specifically to cancel out some nasty surrender fees from another product you're trying to get out of.
But, and this is a really big but, you should be super cautious if there's any chance you might need that money for an emergency. If your main goal is to grow your nest egg as big as possible, or if you're just someone who prefers straightforward products without all the complicated rules and gotchas, a non-bonus annuity is almost always going to be the better way to go.
So in the end, it all comes down to this one question. The marketing, the ads, they're always going to scream about the size of the bonus. But the real question, the crucial question you have to ask yourself is this: what am I giving up to get it? If you focus on the cost, the lower growth, the long lockup periods, the hidden clauses, that's when you can truly decide if that free money is actually worth the price.